The Dark History of the Reincarnated Villainess, Volume 6 Review. Volume 5 of The Dark History of the Reincarnated Villainess introduced us to a new character, as well as spending time developing some of the side characters. Now in Volume 6, the drama is set to pick up as protagonist Iana and the gang are off to the land of ninjas. While the group are looking forward to a hot spring trip, Iana finds herself in the panic when she's greeted by a member of the ninja clan who tells her that ready to carry out her requested assassination of her sister, Konoha. Naturally, Iana had forgotten all about this request since it was part of the story she wrote before being reincarnated. With Yumi by her side, Iana puts a plan in motion to stop the ninja before any harm can befall her sister, but things go from bad to worse when she learns someone has attacked the ninja, killing all but one till tells Iana that her list of clients has been stolen, and her name was on it. She will no longer have to worry about Konoha being assassinated, but now the problem is, who is the list and what do they intend to do with it? If one of her companions happened to discover her list was among the ninja's clients, then she's almost certainly hurtling toward a bad end. Meanwhile, Sol is starting to suspect Iana is up to no good, and when he's reunited with assassin Ognis, he quickly learns all about the assassination plot. While he still doesn't want to believe Iana could bring harm to Konoha, it's hard to deny the evidence in front of him and he soon gets embroiled in a fight with Iana Yomi when he confronts her. I will confess that when I first heard mangaka Akihara Toka was bringing ninjas into the story, I lowered my expectations quite a bit. While I enjoyed the dark history of the reincarnated villainess, the author does tend to throw anything and everything into the series to see what works. Sometimes that results in a pretty entertaining story, and often it's a bit too nonsensical, which is a shame given the core premise of the series is good. This time around, Toka managed to sidestep most of her usual issues due to wiping out the ninja almost as quickly as they were introduced, so it can overwhelm the rest of the story. Instead of a gimmick, this volume focuses on Sol and his feelings toward Iana, something that was beginning to come to a head in Volume 5. They could say his confrontation with Iana has been brewing since as early as Volume 1, and the story that allows him to finally getting everything off his chest. I appreciate that Iana doesn't try to deceive or lie to Sol either. She meets him head-on in combat without letting Yomi stand in to protect her, something he is prone to doing. If nothing else, this story shows that Toka is thinking about the future of her series. I really like some of the eccentric developments, as much if I can trust the characters' storylines are not going to sit by the wayside forever. Volume 6 of the Dark History of the Reincarnated Villainess comes to the West thanks to Young Press and continues to be translated by Lisa Kaufman with lettering by Richard J. Pearce. As usual, the translation reads for the books reads with no problems. Volume 7 of the series is currently scheduled for the English release at the end of May. Overall, the Dark History of the Reincarnated Villainess continues to develop into a likable take on the villainous genre. It's still not without problems, but creator Akihara Toka is beginning to dial back the eccentricity from book to book, the character development at the forefront. If it continues like this, I will certainly be happy to stick with it for the long run and not just out of the curiosity about what crazy new development will be introduced, which is what has gotten me this far. 8 out of 10.